G'day guys, Gordon from Blue Tongue Industries. Tech tip, Sola Tecs C1000. I just had this one come back from a commercial site. I just wanted to show you evidence or the importance of why we put pure water into the system. So two reasons: we're getting a spot-free finish, but we have a water quality control on the unit going in. But it's paramount if you're putting down hoses and you've got them laying in your car or trailer or truck, that you pre-flush those, because the tiniest bit of debris into the injector nozzle can stop your brush working. So the segmented brushes, left and right hand thread, will pick up and screw into that brush assembly. So we're removing the outer brush assemblies. If you have a C1000, we're putting our screwdriver in and we're prying off both center sections of the brush to expose our gearbox. The gearbox housing itself, before we've disassembled it, has 4 Allen key bolts. These Allen key bolts latch around the head assembly. So what we do is we remove the 4 bolts to gain access to the center section here. And what we wanted to do was, there's a small bolt in the center here, and in your key or your toolbox will be an Allen key to remove this one center bolt, because that one center bolt retains our injector nozzle. The injector nozzles come in a couple of different sizes. This one is a millimeter, which is a minuscule hole. That injector nozzle injects water onto the rotating gearbox, which spins about 700 RPM. It is protected by a filter assembly. So when we look at this particular filter assembly in the toolbox again, we have a special hex wrench, which is 8mm, and that is simply screwed into the bottom of the injector nozzle. When you do remove the filter assembly, make sure that the brush nozzle or the injector nozzle is pointing down. So if the filter is clogged and we pull it out, we're not going to push this debris back into the injector nozzle. So we can take that filter nozzle assembly out, or the nozzle filter out. We can clean that and visually inspect that. So that's tip 1. Tip 2 is, if we've had debris come past that filter assembly during changeover, you'll need to look down and you can see daylight through the injector nozzle. You'll need to get a small piece of wire to dislodge any debris that is caught in that injector nozzle. I wanted to come in close because this particular one here had bits and pieces stuck in the nozzle, so I couldn't actually blow into the injector itself. So that's a good tip. So if your brush is not turning and you put your mouth up to it, you should be able to blow through it. But I had a solid block, and with connecting up the pressure cleaner, there was no rotation. So that is, to recap, that is held in the end with a single screw, which picks up in the groove here. And we actually pull that out initially by removing the screw, putting in the gooseneck attachment and giving that a good yank to remove that injector nozzle. If it doesn't come by hand, a soft mallet on the end to be able to slowly top that out or tap that out to expose the nozzle assembly. So the importance of clean water, managing your hoses, flushing your hoses prior to setup will keep your system operating at an optimal. So with a direction of flow, we've got the unit spaced out here, but you'll see here there's 2 different shafts, and you can't get this wrong. Multi-hex nut on this particular side, and we have a square flat drive on this side, so for reassembly. So we've pulled the outer casings apart, the outer meshed gears, and I'll just show you the reassembly. So we'll drop the shaft back in. So it has a engagement which will pick up on the meshed assembly. So as we have pulled it apart, as we go to reassemble, do take note, and the gearbox assembly does look like this, so do take note, there's little divots, and those little divots will match with the outer blue anodized housing. So when we take off a particular gear meshed section, the little divot and the chamfer there will go inward, and you can't get this incorrectly installed because the divots allow correct orientation, and even without specialized pullers, we're able to evenly push this back into the anodized housing and seat that all the way to the bottom. That's our first one. We'll just push that all the way back down. That's fully seated there. Our next one, exactly the same. So I'll put some more video links below. There's downloads as well for parts and bits and pieces. Our divot there. And we can drive that home there as well. And our last one. So, good maintenance practices, monitoring your pressure, having a pressure gauge to know what pressure you're running at, clean water, care, storing the unit in its storage box, and if you take care of it, it'll take care of you and your impeller, but we'll go through that. So we'll go through and assemble one side. As I said before, you get 3 individual spaces, 2 at 1.5 and 1 at a half. So we'll start with putting a 1.5mm spacer onto the shaft and 3 cog assemblies. And they'll sit there like that. You'll then have a mechanism which will engage. You can see that there. Simple like that. We can push that down. We'll then go another 1.5mm spacer. And our last cog assembly, which is the same as the one we've just inserted. Give that a bit of a rotation and seat that in. And it's as simple as that. So the other side is exactly the same with the spacing set up, so they're both really identical. The key factor with reassembly is setting up the impeller, which we'll just start the reassembly process, and we'll screw into our right side. I do have the 0.5mm spacer already on the end of that shaft, so we'll screw that all the way in. And that's just lightly nipped up with a 30mm socket and then retained with a circlip. So that's in there like that. A bit hard to see on the inside. Now, I briefly mentioned this before, so the direction of rotation, the cog assembly or the impeller could go in 2 directions. So you need to use some duress here. Inlet arrow, the nozzle sits at the upper part of this circle, so we need the water coming in and hitting the impeller, so it needs to go in like that. So with our spacer pre-installed, so our 0.5mm spacer going on the shaft there, and then the assembly will just mesh together. Done all the way up like that. Now you can grab your socket 30mm and put it into a vise, Another way of doing it, and it is all right hand thread, so they don't have to be over superly tight. We can just use a pipe wrench and we can just nip those back up. Both sides. Put the circlips in and the brushes back on, and we'll give this thing a whirl. Hope you've got a bit of valuable information about this, and it's definitely not daunting. The precautions are pure water, watch your RPM, be gentle with your brush, don't drop it, and it'll do you good for many hours of solar panel cleaning. Thanks guys.